This episode of Destructoid is brought to you by Netflix. Go to www.netflix.com/Destructoid to get your free trial membership.
Coming up on Destructoid, Kratos gets ready for combat, and Resident Evil gets ready to piss me off. Horror hits the balance board, and Streets of Rage for less than $1? Sega, you be tripping, girl. You crazy. All this and more coming up on Destructoid.
Welcome everybody to Destructoid. I'm Tara Long, Associate Editor at Destructoid.com.
And I'm Jonathan Holmes, the other host of this show. Every day, Destructoid.com posts over 50 video game related stories. It's our thing to give you the best of those stories. And we're going to start with one that's pissing me off already. Resident Evil on the 3DS is freaking me out in a bad way. I know Resident Evil is all about freaking people out, but they're not supposed to freak out their fans with these changes. Resident Evil Revelations and Resident Evil Mercenaries are two of the games I was looking forward to the most for next year, and they're both coming to the 3DS. But after this news, I'm not so sure I'm really that excited. For starters, Resident Evil Mercenaries is an enhanced port of the Mercenaries mode from Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5, and they're changing the way it plays. There'll now be a first-person and a third-person mode, and you can walk and shoot at the same time. Turbo nerd. She's looking at me like I'm a turbo nerd. To me, someone who's played the Resident Evil games for, over 10 years, this might be a deal breaker. Even though the series has gotten less and less spooky over time, and more Bruckheimer with its action set pieces, the one thing that's kept it scary is the fact that you constantly have to run from your enemies in order to get to a safe place to shoot them from. Take that away, and I'm not sure it still has its soul. It's just turned into another Gears ripoff. The other Resident Evil game on the 3DS, Resident Evil Revelations, which takes place on a boat, may fare a little bit better. I knew you'd laugh at that
that's
somehow.
Funny.
Yeah, I knew it. Rumor has it that they're working really hard to make that one more like Resident Evil 1 through 3, with a lot more scares. I guess I can be cautiously optimistic about that, but I'm still worried about Capcom in general. The situation reminds me if my daughter, who I love like a kid of mine, told me that she's going to be dating the hamburger pimp from Dolomite.
Yeah, I'm so bad I kick my own ass twice a day. Gee, you ain't saying nothing.
You could try to be optimistic, but there's not much cause for hope there.
What the hell are you talking about, Holmes?
The hamburger pimp from Dolomite? You don't know him? You know the creeper? He comes up and he's like, "Hey man, this is Mo. Got that sweet bear meat, man. Sweet bear, I could kick my own ass, man. This baby."
Oh, Holmes, you know I love you, but sometimes your references, sometimes they just break the obscurometer. It's just, we need to pump the brakes here.
Okay.
People will understand, but bonus points if you get the Dolomite reference, because I could not sit through that movie. It's just too good. It's too good.
You couldn't take it.
Yes, no, too much. Well, something that we don't talk a lot about on the show, but I know people care about, are iPhone games. And it just so happens that Sega has permanently cut prices on several of its games for the iPhone, the iPod Touch, and the iPad. They've actually got some good stuff in here, if you're a fan of the old Genesis titles, like I am. $4.99, they've got Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, always classics. For $2.99, they have Gunstar Heroes, Phantasy Star 2, and Super Monkey Ball 2. And for 99 cents, which is like uber cheap in terms of game development, they've got Echo the Dolphin, which I love, Golden Axe, which is also great, Shining Force, and Streets of Rage, which, if you know, is my absolute favorite game of all time. This actually makes me very sad that I don't have an iPhone because I love Sega so much, but they just haven't been developing games for Android. Of course, there are ways around that, but I won't go into them on this show for legal purposes.
Very classy.
You can hit me up on Twitter.
She'll tell you the secrets.
I got the digs on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're twatting.
Tweeting all over the place.
It always comes out that way. Next story, Marvelous brings horror to the balance board. In what may be the weirdest announcement of the year, Marvelous has announced that they will be publishing a new horror game for the Wii that's balance board compatible. The rough translation to the game's name is Night Sacrifice, and it's set for release on March 24th of next year. I spotted the trailer for the game this morning, and I'm totally into it. There's multiple styles of art direction coming together in one place, giant, hairy, gray ghosts, and creepy little girls flashing smiles at you, all the things that make...
Pervert. You would like that.
No, it's legitimately scary when, little girls, something creepy about them. So, for me, there's all the reason in the world to be excited about this. Marvelous, in case you don't know, made such Wii games as Little King's Story, Muramasa the Demon Blade, and the No More Heroes series, which are three of my favorite games of this generation. So there's a lot of reason to be hopeful. However, none of those games I just mentioned made me money, while we wear games like fireplacing are sure to make millions. Have you heard about fireplacing? You fireplace in it.
I'm gonna hear about it.
That's all you do. Yeah.
I actually like the sound of that.
Yeah?
For us po-folk who can't afford a real fire.
But when games like fireplacing make so much money while Little King's story remains in obscurity, it makes me think to myself, who am I? What am I doing? What is this world I live in? What am I gonna do with my life?
What do you want to do with your life? I want to rock.
See what you've done to Holmes?
I'm doing the spin.
What is that? Is that you spinning out of control?
It's supposed to transform you into a kick-ass rock star who can take on any possibility, but now I just feel dizzy and confused.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah, didn't work. I tried.
I'm interested to see, though, how this game fares, because I suck at the Wii balance board to begin with. If there was a horror element added to it, I think things would take a bad turn.
I wonder, horror and you are not kissing cousins.
I get startled extremely easily, as you know. People take advantage of that sometimes.
Yeah,
it's cruel.
I saw you spot a Mike and Ike on the floor. And you're like, what's that bean doing there?
Just love Mike and Ike so much. Well, we've got an ad coming up, but first I want to talk about something that's very important to both Jonathan and I. As you may or may not know, one of the scarcest resources in the world is water. It's an essential natural resource, and yet contaminated water is the cause of 80% of diseases, killing more people every year than war. Nearly 1 billion people on the planet don't have access to clean water. We know how critical this issue is, and we're lucky to have found people who are doing something about it. Charity Water is an organization that donates 100% of the money it raises to building wells and bringing clean water to communities in need. They've been tirelessly campaigning for almost 5 years and figured out some really cool ways to leverage technology for the cause. And because of the great work that they've done thus far and the way that they're utilizing social media for good, we've decided that they're the perfect partner for Revision 3.
So from now until the end of the year, each show on Revision 3 will be reaching out to you, our viewers, to help raise money to build wells. We at Destructoid have created a group page where you can donate whatever you can afford. It takes $5,000 to build a well that will provide clean water to an entire village, and we want to help as many people as possible, so we're shooting for that number. Our friends at Techzilla have already raised over $5,000, and we want to show the world that our fans are even more awesome than theirs, or anybody's for that matter. I think our fans are the best, and I hope you can show the world that by helping out just a little bit. The website will tell you whatever you need to know about donating, and there are a lot of creative ways to get involved. Donate your birthday, for instance. Pledge to run a marathon, or even shave your head. I'm donating my birthday, which is December 14th.
And after that, we'll be shaving your head.
Yeah, who knows what I'll be doing. I'm willing to do whatever degrading and potentially humiliating things necessary to raise that money.
That's what you're famous for.
I've got a rep at this point, after that Meat Boy thing. Remember, every little bit helps. So thanks to Charity Water, you'll know exactly where your money is going. We'll update you more in coming months. But for now, go to revision3.com/charitywater to learn more.
With more than 15 million members, Netflix is the world's largest subscription service. For one low monthly price, Netflix members can instantly watch unlimited TV episodes and movies streaming to their TVs and computers, and can receive unlimited DVDs delivered quickly to their homes. And with Netflix, there are never any due dates or late fees. Members can select from a growing library of titles that can be watched instantly, and a vast array of titles on DVD. Among the large and expanding number of devices streaming TV episodes and movies are Microsoft's Xbox 360, Sony's PS3 game console, and the Nintendo Wii console. Find movies you love easily. As a Netflix Unlimited member, you get DVDs by mail in about 1 business day. And as a new member and a Destructoid viewer, you can get a free trial membership by going to netflix.com/Destructoid. Be sure to use this URL so they know that we sent you. And back to the news. That was a particularly long ad read.
I got a burp.
I hope people haven't left. Just do it.
I'm really sorry, dude. It had to happen. I was holding on to that for so long. All right, can you stop laughing and tell me the news, please?
Yes. Some fellow 90s kids will be happy about this one. Showing my age here.
No.
Atari has released an...
Here come the tears.
They come in... Atari has released an official trailer for its upcoming game, Ghostbusters Sanctum of Slime. The game is developed by Wanako Studios, who, if you remember, created Assault Heroes back in 2006, and then later Assault Heroes 2 in 2008, I think, which are actually very similar in gameplay to the Ghostbusters game. They're both top-down co-op shooters, so if you enjoyed Assault Heroes and you're a fan of the Ghostbuster movies, then there's a good chance you'll like this game. And if you haven't played Assault Heroes and you still like Ghostbusters, you should just get it anyway, because otherwise you're not a fan. So that'll.
You
I
laid
said
that
it.
down. Wow.
So that'll be arriving next spring on PC, XBLA, and PSN. So check that out.
Yeah, looks
we'll have
really
more
good.
news in the coming months.
I'm feeling pretty hopeful for that
Yeah.
one. Rumor time, the new Mortal Kombat will have Kratos and a bunch of other jerks. Kratos from the God of War series is reportedly going to be a PS3 exclusive character in the next Mortal Kombat. We haven't heard anything official from the game's publishers or developers, but David Jaffe, co-creator of Kratos and God of War, sounds pretty definitive about the matter. Tweeteth Jaffe last night, love that Kratos is in the new MK, so bummed he's not in the story portion, and dude, Kratos would have a fuckality and fuck the shit out of Sonya and Katana at the same motherfucking time! 4 exclamation points and a smiley face. Wow. And the award for the most offensive and simultaneously effective sales pitch for the new Mortal Kombat game goes to David Jaffe! Woo! Let's hear it for Jaffe.
Award?
And accepting this award on behalf of Mr. Jaffe is our own Tara Long.
Guys.
Tara, great work.
Oh, thanks, Jonathan. Thanks, everyone. First off, I'd just like to thank God for liking me more than everybody else.
Okay.
Is there a second off?
I'm taking that back for a little bit, and I gotta get back to the story. Wonderful acceptance speech, Tara. All the religious people.
That Jaffe and I are like kindred spirits.
You know,
Drop the F-bomb a lot.
I think you'd both get along really well. The other part of the story is that Kratos is just the beginning. There's a bunch of B and C list characters from Mortal Kombat that are presumably also confirmed for the game, including Ermac, Goro, Cabal, Noob, Cybot, Quan Chi, Shang Tsung, Sindel, Smoke, and Stryker, the cop. You remember Stryker? No, you don't. That's okay. That's all right. Did anyone really want to see Sindel back? I'm still holding the award. Other than being vaguely reminiscent of the smoking hot Madeline Kahn from Young Frankenstein, I don't get the appeal of Sindel. Maybe you viewers can explain it to me, though. I'm really excited to see Goro back, though. I hope he comes in all stop motion and flexing and punching people out. Four-armed Goro, they call him. One of my favorites.
Flavorites.
Delicious.
Sounds delicious.
Can you get me out of the story
I
before I mess
can.
it up even more?
I have a special news story. It's about Facebook games.
Oh.
Yeah. I have more proof that they're the future of gaming. God, I hope not. Yeah. Zynga's new Time Waster of the Year, Cityville, launched last week, and a surprisingly large amount of the Destructoid staff have been playing it because it is, of course, wildly addictive, as are all Facebook games, as I've learned. And Facebook users, of course, seem to agree because the game has already attracted over 1.7 million active users as of this morning, even though it was only released, it's been released for less than a week now.
Jesus.
Yeah. While that may seem like a lot, remember Farmville, which is also developed by Zynga and is Facebook's most popular game, has over 54 million monthly active users. So I didn't even know there were that many people on Facebook.
You
I'll
are
be
blowing
honest,
my mind.
but yeah.
You know, my favorite games sell like 200,000 copies, Little King Story, all that, and that, wow.
Yeah.
45 million.
Well, I actually played it myself last night to research the story, and I have to say, Facebook games, I kind of feel like a robot when I'm playing them. You don't know because Holmes Sashi refuses to play Facebook games, and I commend you for that and applaud you because they're terrible.
Yeah.
They will do awful things to your life. And like when you're playing them, you just feel like you have a sole purpose in life, and that purpose is to like chop down trees and erect cottages and stuff.
Whoa.
Like, I was trying to describe to Holmes what it feels like to play a Facebook game, and there's only one video on the internet I could think of to describe to him how it feels. Can we roll that clip, Zach?
Aye.
Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty well.
That looks oddly soothing. Maybe I should try this Facebook stuff out. It looks like he just overdosed on NyQuil and was just in the zone.
It does.
Could be worse.
Yeah, he's in a place, a special place.
I have trouble sleeping at night. That might be the answer.
Yeah, it might be the answer. I have other answers for that.
Whoa. I want to hear those answers later, but I think that's it for our show. Remember, you can enter some contests over Destructoid.com free of charge. We're still giving away 10 DSi XLs with copies of Golden Sun Dark Dawn, and our own lovely and palatable Jim Sterling and Square Enix are teaming up to give away some stuff about Lord of Arcana, one of their games coming out next year. The winner of this contest gets a PSP and a signed copy of the game. So it's actually an art contest. If you do some Lord of Arcana fan art, you could win and also show off your art to the world. So give it a shot, artists. And before we go, check out this trailer of Batman Arkham City in the credits. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Crap. Did I forget anything, Tara?
Nope. Later.
I did it.
Did it.
We thought we had him trapped. Target in sight, Tank 1. But he was waiting for us.